Hey.
Hi there.
How are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. You must be AJ.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice to meet you, man. My name is Benny. I'm AJ.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Wait,
yes.
you're the guy on TikTok.
I am the guy on TikTok.
I'm so pumped right now.
That's amazing, man.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, that's sweet.
So you're on TikTok as well?
I am, yeah.
That's awesome. It's a pretty effective way to pass the time, isn't it?
It is, absolutely, yeah. It's addicting sometimes. You fall down a rabbit hole or two. So
I know what you mean. I think it's pretty crazy how, like, what starts off for a specific niche, you know?
Yeah.
Turns out to be accessible to, like, almost everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Like I was, it's funny, I was like in Edmonton, used to live in Edmonton.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, you know, on your For You page, you stumble across anybody, and you came across one day and I was like, oh man, like, I'm never in Calgary, but that'd be awesome. And then
Here we are.
just moved here in March, and so I haven't really been out too much.
Yeah.
But man, this is great. This is
That's
awesome.
amazing.
This is so cool.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you. What was it that gave me away?
The bow tie for sure.
The bow tie. You can see the bow tie from there?
Yeah. Just as when you pulled up, I saw it and I was like, I think that's the guy.
Oh, man.
That's awesome.
It's my pleasure, man. And yeah, it's always a lot of fun. I never know when I'm going to be recognized.
Yeah.
But whenever I do, it's such an amazing experience because it's like, here's someone who's taking the time out of their day to like, you know, let me know, hey, I watched your stuff and here's what it meant to me. And so that's really cool.
That's awesome.
So you moved here from Edmonton.
Yeah.
And is that in relation to work?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
I work with Hockey Canada.
Okay.
So I honestly landed my dream job. So which is crazy in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Dream job. Most people lose jobs. But,
yes.
Yeah, I'm really fortunate.
In what capacity are you doing that?
So I'm one of the equipment managers.
Okay.
So I get to work real close with high-level athletes and be like a part of that team setting. And that's what drives me, honestly. It's just like being a part of a team, but getting to help play a small part in helping athletes like reach their goals, right?
Yeah.
So it's such a cool gig. And it's not the most glamorous job for sure. Like, long hours, the dirty work, doing laundry and sharpening skates, repairing equipment and stuff like that for them, but it's all worth it. Like, so I'm really fortunate. My first event that I worked as a part of Hockey Canada was 2 weeks after I started. Okay. And I got told I was going to Texas for World Championships for under 18. Okay. And so like my first event, it's like a high profile roster. Yeah. Bunch of guys on there that are actually, everyone got drafted already. So, you know, it's crazy. And I'm just honored to be there. That's amazing. So we win. Yeah. We win the World Championship. We win a gold medal. And like craziest time of my life, but that's how I started. And now it's like, man, I got to play a small part of that, and I got to be a part of it, and that's what really fulfills me, and it makes it all worth it. Like the long hours, the being in a bubble because of COVID, being in a hotel where you can't go anywhere or do anything. Yeah. Just go to the rink, come back to the hotel. Yeah. It makes it so much, like, worth it so much. So
I love when I hear about someone finding that stream in which they're so enthusiastic and thrilled about. That's what, and then even as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking about where the next opportunity will come, because even with the enthusiasm you're coming to for what seems to be just an ordinary, you know, but you're like, hey, this is amazing what I get to do. I can't help but imagine that there's more thresholds that will open up in the context of what you're doing.
Yeah. So it's funny. I'm just waiting. They're waiting on the confirmation of it, but I should be in Beijing for the Paralympics with the para hockey team. So there's just obviously, you're 100% correct. There's so much more ahead of me, and I'm excited to see what's next. And if that falls through, that falls through. But right now, I'm on the path to get there, and it's so.
In my experience, for example, here I am doing this job. And now the interesting thing is most would probably do this job because it's a part-time thing, it gets them out of the house. For some it's like something that's substitutes or supplements their income. Others may have run into hard times. For me, it's like one of those things where I'm like, actually I like what this job gives me an opportunity to do. had this idea in my mind, not of exactly what's going to happen, but what could happen, right? And so as I applied myself to it, AJ, it was really cool because unexpectedly these other opportunities open up, ones that I didn't quite see on the radar. Like I knew they would eventually come down the line, but the speed in which those doors opened, a lot more of my followers saw before I did. You know what I'm saying? And I thought I was pretty good at seeing these kind of things coming. And so a very simple job again, but yet I think when applied with enthusiasm, with integrity, with commitment, and all those other things, it's really cool to see how other things open up. And I guess that's why I like sharing my experiences, especially to encourage my fellow drivers, saying, hey, here's what could be if you just go a little bit further with what you're extending yourself, because things just unexpectedly open up. But the tough sell there is that for most of them, they're more locked into, no, I need to see right now what is going to be worth my while, right? And it's just very much locked into pennies when we're talking about like opportunities that are priceless. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I was hearing in your story as well too.
It's tremendous, honestly. And I've gotten to kind of mentor a couple other guys from just interactions in the past, so I used to work for University of Alberta with their hockey program. And so when I was my time to leave and come here, I already had a guy lined up to take my job. And so I went to my boss and said to our coach and said, hey, we got this guy. He's fantastic.
Totally.
He'll take over. And so that's really cool to see. And like their season just started, and so I got to see pictures of him like working his first game and just see him excel there. And so that's really cool to just, you know, I'm just a regular guy, so it's just cool to see like, man, I had an impact on a guy, on a kid, honestly. He was 17 when I met him, and I got to, he looked up to me enough that he learned from me and ended up taking my job.
I call that legacy, man. Like the way that we leave little bits of ourselves behind in a way that inspires or encourages others. It's like pretty powerful, I think, you know?
In 300 meters.
So that totally feels me when I hear that kind of thing.
Speed and red light camera in 200 meters.
I'm just enjoying the journey.
I love it. And especially for one, now I think you're far younger than I am. I'm inspired by that. That's like so cool. Like really cool. AJ.
Yes.
I would love to feature our time here together because I think this would really serve others even as they're listening in. Would you be okay with that?
Absolutely.
You're okay with that, man. I usually get my riders, if they're willing, and that's a hell enthusiastic yes. This is just, I call this like a release form.
For sure.
I'll just get you to fill that out for me in just the last couple of moments here before we get to your destination. I'm just getting some notices from my friends that the restrictions are going to amp up a little bit more to social gathering restrictions again.
Yeah, I just saw that before I got out.
Did you see that?
It's so...
What did they say?
I don't know too much about it. Just I'm on a couple hockey teams as well, and they just kind of said it's the vaccine passport kind of thing, the direction, which is a great way to go. Honestly, I'm tired of just
having to.
I'm tired of going through this again because people refuse to
go through with it.
Go through it and just get it over with. Like, we could be back to normal if everyone would just, you know.
Yeah, be on the same page.
Yeah, so you know, that's it's just you need to be vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, then there's no indoor sports or team activities, which honestly, it's, if that's how it has to be, then that's how it has to be. I mean, it's unfortunate, but here we are. It's the 13th today?
Today is the 15th.
Oh, 15.
I know. Halfway through the month and I'm like, what happened? How did that happen?
I'm so far behind.
Oh, man.
Just the front page?
Just the front page.
Okay.
I'm the king of scrap paper.
Yeah.
So
back in there.
Thank you. No worries. I am so thrilled. These are like unexpected moments that I'm like, man, this is what makes my job so
for sure.
much fun.
For sure.
You know, even as you're talking about investing in young, like those who you get to leave an impact on, I think that's one of the things that for me enriches my experience. Is just knowing that some way actually want to hear about it. When you hear about it is the amazing thing, right? When people come back to you and they're like, just so you know, it was meaningful of what you did, you know, taking the time to do this, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. AJ, I'm so thrilled to meet you, bro.
I'm pumped to meet you too.
I hope to see you again along
I hope
the way.
so. Yeah, absolutely. I'll be taking more Ubers for sure.
I appreciate that, man. Okay.
Have a great evening.
And same to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And stay safe.
I will. Thank you, man. Bye.